How can we prepare for emergencies? The possibility of public health emergencies arising in the United States concerns many people in the wake of recent hurricanes, acts of terrorism, and the threat of pandemic COVID-19. There are many types of emergencies, including falls at home, house fires, and hurricanes. Though some people feel it is impossible to be prepared for unexpected events, the truth is that taking preparedness actions helps people deal with disasters of all sorts much more effectively when they do occur. Being prepared can reduce fear, anxiety, and losses that accompany disasters. Communities, families, and individuals should know what to do in the event of a fire and where to seek shelter during a powerful storm. They should be ready to evacuate their homes and take refuge in public shelters and know how to care for their basic medical needs. There are 3 basic steps to being prepared for any emergency. First, make a plan. Second, gather supplies. Third, get informed. Make a plan. We should first create an emergency support network. Don't go through an emergency alone. Ask at least 2 people in your emergency support network. And you need to know your patient's emergency support network contacts. We need to keep enough supplies in our home to survive for up to 7 days. Here are suggested items to keep in an easily accessible container. Remember to replace expired items from time to time. 1 gallon of drinking water per person per day, non-perishables, ready-to-eat canned foods, and a manual can opener, first aid kit, flashlight, battery-operated AM/FM radio, and extra batteries. Whistle or bell, personal hygiene items such as soap, feminine hygiene products, toothbrush, toothpaste, etc., portable call phone chargers, emergency meal preparation supplies, plastic bags for cleanup. At least a week's supply of any medication, medical supplies such as spare eyeglasses or contact lens supplies, extra batteries for hearing aids, or extra supplies for any other home medical or communication devices. We need to know how to evacuate. Evacuate immediately if your life is in danger. Evacuate immediately if you smell gas or see smoke or fire. Call 911 if you need emergency assistance. Remember to tune into local radio and TV stations, access nyc.gov, or call 311-212-639-9675 for video relay service, or TTY, 212-5044-115, for the latest emergency information. If an emergency requires you to evacuate or prevents you from staying at home, consider going to a hotel, a friend or relative's home, or a shelter. Emergency shelters will be set up in schools, city buildings, and places of worship. Shelters provide basic food, water, and supplies. Be prepared to bring items that you may need, including special equipment, example, oxygen, mobility aids, batteries, etc. Family members or members of your emergency support network can come with you to a shelter. We need to prepare a go bag for emergency situations. Your go bag should be sturdy and easy to carry, like a backpack or a small suitcase on wheels. You'll need to customize your go bag for your personal needs, but some of the important things you need in your go bag include copies of your important documents in a waterproof and portable container, insurance cards, birth certificates, deeds, photo IDs, proof of address, etc. Extra set of car and house keys. Copies of credit/ATM cards. Cash, in small bills. Bottled water and non-perishable food, such as energy or granola bars. And flashlight. You will also need battery-operated AM/FM radio and extra batteries, at least a week's supply of any medication or medical supplies you use regularly. Medical insurance, Medicare and Medicaid cards. A list of medications and dosages, names of physicians and contact information, information about medical conditions, allergies and medical equipment. Contact and meeting place information for your household, lightweight rain gear and blanket. Here is New York City resources. Transportation needs. The TAL program, like so many other good emergency preparedness measures, is a common-sense policy. The 3 TAL ratings indicate what level of assistance a patient will need in order to be safely transported from their home to a secure location if an emergency event forces them to evacuate. The TAL classifications are as follows: TAL 1 red, which is critical, TAL 2 yellow, and TAL 3 green. TAL 1 red. This rating is meant for patients who are bedbound and unable to sit upright for long periods of time. In the event of an emergency, they require stretcher transportation and must be accompanied by 1 or more clinical provider appropriate to their condition. TAL 2 yellow. This rating indicates that a patient is unable to walk short distances due to a physical or medical condition. When an evacuation occurs, they may be transported in wheelchairs. TAL 3 Green. This final rating is reserved for patients who are able to walk on their own at a reasonable pace. Emergency management. If the emergency/disaster affects the agency office building, announcements regarding the agency or instructions related to work will be announced. Through our 24-hour number, a message will be established that will share any updates regarding to agency and work status. There will be an announcement on our website concerning emergency/disaster updates. Fire and emergency. Fire prevention tips. Do not leave cooking unattended. Avoid wear long and loose sleeves because they are more likely to catch fire. Keep stovetops clean and free of items that can catch on fire. Before you go to bed, check your kitchen to ensure that your stove and oven are off. If you get a burn, treat with cool running water. Never apply ointment to the burned area. Seek immediately medical attention to prevent burn inflammation and infection. What do you do if a small fire starts? For a fire that has not spread, you can use a portable fire extinguisher. There are different types of fire extinguishers. The basic types are water, wet chemical, foam, dry powder, and carbon dioxide. To help users choose the correct extinguish in an emergency, most models have picture symbols showing where they can and cannot be used, or they may be color-coded. Most fire extinguishers operate the same basic way. Stand 6 to 8 feet away from the fire and remember to pass, pull the pin, aim the extinguisher low pointing the nozzle at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle to release the extinguishing agent, sweep the extinguisher from side to side until it appears to be out. Most fire extinguishers have a letter, such as A, B, or C, showing a specific fire classification. Dry powder extinguishers chemically inhibit combustion and come close to being the universal fire retardant. Not only is dry powder effective against both Class A and Class B fire, but it is also useful in combating Class C, electrical equipment, fires. Pressurized water extinguishers are ideal for fires involving paper, wood, plastics, rubbish, or fabrics. These are often called Class A fires. Foam extinguishers work well, not only on Class A fires but especially on fires involving flammable liquids, industrial lubricants, fuels, paints, generally known as Class B fires. Carbon dioxide extinguishers can be used against practically all fires except gas fires. They work on the principle that carbon dioxide displaces oxygen. Here is a video you can watch to learn how to use a fire extinguisher.
大家好，在这段短片中会教大家如何按照 PASS 口诀正确使用灭火器。如果在你工作的地方发生火灾，需要使用灭火器时，请谨记以下3个步骤。首先，使用离你最近的灭火器，并且注意选择合适火情的灭火器。如果当你觉得无法安全地控制火势时，请快速撤离现场。第二，在你使用灭火器前，请记得远离火源6到8英尺的距离。第三，请遵守 PASS 口诀的4个步骤进行灭火。首先，字母 P， 意思是拉出手柄中的安全插销。然后，字母 A， 意思是将灭火器的喷嘴瞄准火焰根部。或 S， 意思是用手按住灭火器手柄，灭火器开始工作，释放手柄，灭火器停止工作。最后，第二个字母 S， 意思使用灭火器开始灭火时，需要对准火焰根部，左右来回喷射，直到火势被扑灭。最后，当火焰被扑灭后，我们还需要观察一下着火现场，看是否有火灾重新发生。如果有，我们就应重复以上4个灭火步骤，及时采取措施，不让起火灾复燃。我们要记住，火灾产生的烟雾是有害的。当我们用灭火器灭火前，需要确保自己是处于安全状态。我们现在再来重温一下 PASS 4步灭火过程。最后请谨记，灭火器不能代替消防队，请务必先打电话给消防局，无论你认为火势多小。
You are not expected to put out a fire once it has spread. Instead, stay calm. Notify the fire department and follow the directions of fire department personnel. If you must take immediate action, use your judgment as to the safety's course of action, guide by the following information. You are in a non-combustible building. If the fire is in your apartment, close the door to the room where the fire is and leave the apartment. Take the patient out of the apartment immediately based on patient's condition. Take your keys. Alert people on your floor by knocking on their doors on your way to the exit. Use the nearest stairwell to leave the building. Do not use the elevator. Call 911 once you reach a safe location. Do not assume the fire has been reported unless firefighters are on the scene. Meet the members of your household at a predetermined location outside the building. Notify the firefighters if anyone is unaccounted for. If the fire is not in your apartment, listen for instructions from firefighters unless conditions become dangerous. If you must exit your apartment, first feel the apartment door and doorknob for heat. If they are not hot, open the door slightly and check the hallway for smoke, heat, or fire. If you cannot safely exit your apartment or building, call 911 and tell them your address, floor, apartment number, and the number of people in your apartment. Seal the doors to your apartment with wet towels or sheets, and seal air ducts or other openings where smoke may enter. Open windows a few inches at top and bottom unless flames and smoke are coming from below. Do not break any windows. If conditions in the apartment appear life-threatening, open a window, and wave a towel or sheet to attract the attention of firefighters. If smoke conditions worsen before help arrives, get down on the floor and take short breaths through your nose. If possible, retreat to a balcony or terrace away from the source of the smoke, heat, or fire.